the journey of human discovery. Have you ever wondered, what is a human being really? Where do we come from? Where do we go after we leave this world? Why do we exist, and is there a purpose to this life at all? These questions aren't yours alone. They are the shared curiosity of millions of people across the world, from philosophers and scientists to everyday people searching for meaning. Since ancient times, humanity has gazed up at the night sky and asked, why are we here? The journey to understand human nature is a quest to uncover our origins, understand ourselves, and discover the true meaning of life. Today, we will embark on that very journey, a journey guided by 5 of the greatest questions ever asked by humankind. What is a human being? Where do we come from? Where are we going? Why do we exist? What is the purpose of life? These aren't just abstract philosophical questions. They are profound reminders of what it means to be alive. As you listen, perhaps somewhere along this journey, you'll find the answer you've been searching for. Let us begin the journey of human discovery, the journey to rediscover ourselves. What is a human being? What is a human being? Are we nothing more than a physical body, or is there something deeper, something unseen yet profoundly important? When you look in the mirror, you see a physical form, a head, arms, legs, eyes, and a face staring back at you. But is that all there is to being human? According to Buddhist philosophy, the physical body is only one part of the whole human being. This physical aspect is called rupa, which means form or matter. But rupa isn't a solid, unchanging mass. It's a dynamic, ever-changing structure composed of 4 fundamental elements. Pathabi, earth. This is the solid element that gives structure and stability to our body. It forms the hardness of our bones, the firmness of our skin, hair, and nails. It's the foundation of all matter. Apo. Water, the liquid element that binds everything together. It connects tissues and cells, and it flows through us as blood, sweat, and bodily fluids. Tajo, fire. Fire represents energy and temperature. It fuels growth, drives aging, and powers the body's constant transformations. Vayo, wind or air. This element represents movement and flow. It's present in our breath, the circulation of blood, and the subtle movements within every part of our body. These 4 elements are in constant motion, endlessly shifting and transforming. Nothing remains still. Every second that passes, your body changes, sometimes so subtly that you don't even notice. But wait, if a human being is just these physical elements, then how do we think, feel, and become aware of the world around us? The answer lies in something far more subtle, yet infinitely powerful: the mind, chitta. This unseen force is the driving force behind perception, thought, and consciousness. If the body is the vessel, then the mind is the captain that steers it. And that, my friend, is where our journey continues. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the mysteries of the mind, the invisible force that shapes everything we experience. The mind, what makes human beings truly special. A human being is more than just a physical body. Inside each of us lies an invisible world, the mind. If the body is like a house, then the mind is the one who lives inside and controls it. We can't see the mind, nor can we touch it, but we can feel its presence in every thought, every emotion, and every action we take. In Buddhist philosophy, the mind is described using 3 key concepts. Mana, intellect. This is the power to think, reason, and make decisions. Citta, heart-mind. This represents the flow of emotions, like happiness, sadness, love, and anger. The Jnana, consciousness. This is our awareness, the ability to perceive, recognize, and distinguish between right and wrong, good and bad. The mind is like a river. It never stops flowing. It moves, shifts, and changes with every moment. Each passing thought, known as a mind moment, or sataka in Buddhist teachings, leaves an impact on the next one, just like how one wave on the surface of a river creates the next. When you feel anger, your heart races, your breathing quickens, and your body tenses up. This is the mind affecting the body. On the flip side, when you take slow, deep breaths and relax your body, your thoughts become calmer, more peaceful. This is the body influencing the mind. The mind and the body are not 2 separate entities. They are deeply connected, like light and shadow. One cannot exist without the other. But here's something even more extraordinary. Unlike the body, the mind has the ability to change itself. A small thought can keep you up all night with fear, or fill you with the courage to overcome the toughest challenges. The mind can be your greatest friend or can be your worst enemy. So, how do the mind and body work together? How do they influence and shape each other? The answer lies in the next chapter of this journey. The mind and the body, a perfect partnership. The mind and the body, are they 2 separate entities or are they one? Most people believe that the body physical form and the mind consciousness are 2 distinct parts of a person. But according to Buddhist philosophy, the mind and the body, rupa, matter, are inseparably connected. They are 2 aspects of a single existence. Let's take a moment to visualize this. When you feel angry, your heart beats faster, your blood pressure rises, and your breathing becomes quick and shallow. This is an example of the mind influencing the body. On the other hand, when you take slow, deep breaths and relax your body, your thoughts gradually calm down, and a sense of peace washes over you. This is the body influencing the mind. Buddhism explains that from the moment of conception, the mind and body come together to create new life. At that moment, the rebirth consciousness, Gandhabba, the continuation of consciousness from a previous life, enters the embryo and begins its role. This is why, from the moment of formation, every individual possesses distinct qualities of character, morality, and intellect, all shaped by the karma from previous lives. The mind and body work together as inseparably as a flame and its light. You cannot have one without the other. It is this intimate connection that allows humans to feel, think, and act. The constant interaction between mind and body is like a dance, a continuous back and forth relationship. The mind influences the body. When you're happy, you smile. When you're sad, you cry. The body influences the mind. When you're sick or in pain, your mind feels dull, exhausted, and more vulnerable to sadness or anxiety. This is why, in order to calm the mind, you can start by taking care of the body. Exercise, deep breathing, and relaxation can help stabilize your emotions. On the other hand, when you train your mind through meditation and practice mental discipline, your body becomes healthier, stronger, and more resilient. The mind and body are not two separate parts. They are one unified system working in harmony. Buddhism teaches that through training the mind and mastering the body, a person can achieve a state of enlightenment, where mind and body become one, free from suffering and pain. But human potential doesn't end there. There is something even more remarkable within each of us. Humans are capable of extraordinary things, and that is the subject of the next chapter in our journey of discovery. Where do we come from? The origin of human beings. Where do human beings come from? Were we created by a divine being? Or are we simply the result of random material processes? This question has puzzled philosophers, scientists, and seekers of truth for centuries. Some believe that humanity was created by an all-powerful divine being, a creator who breathed life into lifeless matter. Others, following materialist philosophy, argue that humans are nothing more than the result of random evolution, a series of natural processes without a clear beginning or predetermined purpose. But Buddhism offers a different perspective. According to Buddhism, human beings do not come into existence by the will of a god, nor are they simply the product of material elements coming together by chance. Instead, Buddhism teaches that we are born because of karma, the result of our own actions, thoughts, and deeds from the past. Humans are not created. We are the continuation of ourselves. Life begins when three essential elements come together. The physical contribution of the parents, the sperm from the father and the egg from the mother, form the physical foundation of a new body. The rebirth consciousness, Gandebing. This is a stream of consciousness carried over from a previous life. It brings with it the effects of past actions and becomes the core of the new being's awareness. The right moment. Life begins when the conditions are just right. When the parents come together at the right time and a rebirth consciousness is ready to enter, a new life is formed. Buddhism does not believe in an absolute starting point. Just as a river does not have a clear first drop of water, life does not have a first moment of origin. The water in a river flows from springs, rain, and countless tributaries that feed it. Similarly, life is part of a continuous, unending flow of causes and effects. The death of one being in one place is the beginning of life for another somewhere else. In this view, the origin of humanity is not a single moment in the past. It is the result of a continuous flow of karma and consciousness. We are born, we live, we die, and then we are reborn, with each life shaped by the thoughts, actions, and decisions we made in previous lives. We come from ourselves, from the things we have done, the thoughts we have had, and the experiences we have lived through in past lives. If there is no clear beginning for human existence, then the next question arises. Is there an end? Where do we go after we leave this world? The answer lies in the next chapter of this journey. Where are we going? The destination of human life. When we die, where do we go? Is it oblivion, heaven, or an endless cycle of rebirth? This question has troubled philosophers, scientists, and ordinary people alike. It's a universal curiosity, and for many a source of fear. The thought of death makes people uneasy because we don't know what lies beyond it. Different beliefs offer different answers. For materialists, death is the end. When the body dies, it disintegrates, and the four fundamental elements earth, water, fire, and air return to nature. The soul, if it exists at all, fades away like a candle blown out by the wind. To materialist, death is final and absolute. On the other hand, many religions promise that death is not the end. Christianity and Islam teach that, after death, the soul faces a divine judgment. The righteous are rewarded with eternal life in heaven, while the wicked are sent to eternal punishment in hell. But Buddhism offers a different path. According to Buddhism, death is not the end. It's not a disappearance, but rather a transition into a new existence. Imagine a candle's flame being extinguished, but the energy of the fire remains. It waits for a new wick to be lit and the flame continues to burn. In the same way, when a person dies, they do not vanish completely. Instead, they are reborn into a new life. However, there is a key difference between Buddhist belief and other religious ideas. Buddhism does not believe in the concept of an eternal, unchanging soul. Instead, what carries on to the next life is the consciousness, a continuous stream of awareness that carries the weight of all previous actions, or karma. The energy of the mind doesn't disappear. It simply moves to a new place. All the good and bad deeds from a previous life are carried forward. Good karma leads to rebirth in peaceful, fortunate realms, while bad karma causes rebirth in painful, lower realms. A person may be reborn as a human being, once again, with the opportunity to grow in wisdom. An animal, where instinct dominates and suffering is more frequent. A heavenly being in a world of bliss. A being in hell, suffering the consequences of past wrongdoings. Or a hungry ghost, Preda, trapped in endless desire and craving. Where you go depends on the actions, intentions, and thoughts you cultivate in this life. Death is not an end, it is a doorway to another journey. However, few people want to be caught in this endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The ultimate goal, according to Buddhism, is not to be reborn in a better world, but to break free from the cycle entirely. This is known as nirvana, a state of total liberation, where suffering and rebirth come to an end. Death itself is not scary. What's truly frightening is living without knowing where you're going. So, what must a person do to escape this cycle? Where is the ultimate destination for human beings? The answer lies in the next chapter of our journey. Why do we exist? The purpose of life. Why do human beings exist? Why? Does this life have a purpose at all? This might be the biggest question of all in our journey of self-discovery. Why do we live? For whom? And for what purpose? The answer varies from person to person, depending on their beliefs, culture, and personal philosophy. For those who follow materialism, life has no preordained purpose. Humans are seen as the product of natural forces, with no higher design guiding them. As a result, they often live by the motto, eat, drink, and enjoy every pleasure you can because death comes for us all. In contrast, many theistic religions believe that the purpose of life is to glorify God. Religions like Christianity, Judaism, and Islam teach that humans are meant to follow God's will and seek the ultimate reward of eternal life in heaven. But what about Buddhism? Buddhism takes a completely different approach. It does not teach that there is an external purpose assigned to humans by a higher power. Instead, Buddhism teaches that people create their own purpose. There is no divine force, no predestined fate, and no ultimate goal imposed on you from outside. Human beings are not born to fulfill some pre-written purpose. You are the one who must create your own purpose in life. However, while everyone has the freedom to choose their own path, Buddhism suggests that there is a universal goal that all living beings strive for, even if they don't realize it. To break free from suffering, achieve enlightenment, sambodhi, and end the endless cycle of rebirth, samsara. So, how can a person achieve this ultimate goal? Buddhism offers a path known as the practice of sila, morally, samadhi, concentration, and panna, wisdom. These are the three key principles for self-mastery and spiritual growth. Sila, practice ethical living. Avoid harming others, avoid lies, avoid actions that cause suffering for yourself or others. Samadhi, master your mind, develop inner peace and focus through meditation. Panna, seek deep understanding. Recognize the truth of impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. This insight allows you to let go of attachments and free yourself from suffering. Life is like a ship on the open sea. Without a clear destination, you'll drift aimlessly forever. So, what is your purpose in life? Will you chase temporary pleasures? Will you devote yourself to honoring a higher power? Or will you take control of your own journey and choose your own path? Buddhism believes that the highest goal in life is to become the best version of yourself, to perfect your character, understand your true nature, and ultimately free yourself from suffering. If you don't choose your own purpose in life, the world will choose one for you. So, what is the ultimate goal of life? According to Buddhism, the greatest goal of human existence is to achieve enlightenment, a state of profound understanding and ultimate liberation from suffering. To reach this goal, one must walk the path of sila, avoid harmful actions and live with integrity. Samadhi, cultivate a calm, steady mind, free from distractions and temptations. Panna, we see the truth of reality, that everything is impermanent. Panicca, suffering, dukkha, and without a fixed self, anatta. Buddhism emphasizes that each person is free to choose their own purpose in life. For some, it may be to live a peaceful, contented life. For others, it may be to pursue the path of complete liberation from suffering. The choice is yours. So, what do you think? Where do we come from? Where are we going? And what is the true purpose of life? Human beings are not just physical bodies. We are a miraculous union of mind, body, and life force. You have the power to create meaning in your life. You can choose to do good, spread compassion, and cultivate kindness. Or you can chase after selfish ambitions and fleeting desires. Every choice you make today shapes the course of your future existence. So, the final question remains: what purpose will you choose for your life?